Where do you get inspiration? How do you get inspiration? Let's consider a quote from Thomas Alva Edison. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. In regards to web page design, I propose this. So what now? Well, let's start with a search of the web. So here we are at Google, and in just a mere 1/10 of a second came up with over 3 billion results. A lot of work to do. So I looked through the list, and after typing in website gallery, and the second item that came up was minimal sites. I thought, what better place to start to help us find the elements of our website that we want to have clean, comfortable, open, and uncluttered. Let's take a look. Well, it didn't disappoint. Their theme being more is less and doing more with less. You can see that it's all on a very simple grid. They have their logo up here. Continuing on with a 2/3, 1/3 division on their home page. If we come over here to Editor's Picks, we can see some of the websites that they have designed. And some of them work well for our topic. And sometimes you can go to a website that might not be exactly what you want to use on yours. This one's a little bit busy, but maybe there's something in a header or an information under the header that will be of interest to you that will help you in designing your site. One of the sites on here is Bygone Bureau. Let's take a look. This is a little busy for what I would want to do, but I do like their header. And I like the neutral gray color along with their choice of type. Something else that's interesting on this site is the color coding for the different topics, being arts, travel, humor, personal, opinion. If you click on one of these, it'll bring up the items that are underneath that color. So articles from the opinion section. Something that's a possibility to use. Again, all blocked out in very precise square grids and easy to use and pleasing to the eye. Another one from that website, a way back. A kind of a small header line up here and a large logo on the right side. Again, the division of about 2/3 to 1/3, and then smaller divisions here in the display of the books that he recommends that people read in order to learn more about web design. GigaOM. What I liked about this site, besides the header line, again it's quiet and comfortable, is the articles that are going down the left side of the page have a teaser paragraph, let's say, next to the photograph. And as you read that, you think, hey, that's of interest to me. I want to read more. And you can select read more and go on from there. Next site, Ecovita, which is a ecology site. The articles have to do with recycling, something that I gleaned from this one that's a possibility to use is a nice bright photo underneath the overlay of the logo. And then I especially liked the paragraphs that were set apart by a square and a color so that each one was separate on the page. So you could see specifically which items or which photos went with which paragraphs. Again, the layout is simple and somewhat quiet. There's other items on here that we might want to use. I'm not really crazy about the pictures that move on their own, but it is referring to the different articles that are listed down below. Another international site from Melbourne. This one's Carter Digital. Carter Digital is a company that creates websites for other people. Their own page here under the folio, again, is gives different sizes for different companies. The layout is to kind of keep your eye flowing throughout the page itself. And then as you select an individual location and click on it, you can see more on their website, how they have the 1/3 over here now instead of on the right. This telling how they put together people's web projects, whatever they might be. This one was an annual report. And then showing the annual report itself and how it's laid out in the same fashion. The header bar, the photos, different segments that are important that people can be drawn to by the placement of pictures, by the placement of arrows, by the placement of symbols. Modular Lab. Again, quiet, open, somewhat comfortable. Something that I liked here was that you can hover over the logos and it shows the logos of the different companies that they work with. A lot of the ones that I've selected seem to be graphic design companies that are showing their work and what they can do for other people. And then finally, came across a site called 6 Revisions. Why that kind of jumped out to me is I thought it's probably going to take at least 6 divisions for me to get the information on my page the way that I want it. This is set up for people who want to learn more about web design. They're showing their header bar up here, their different categories. Again, the article with kind of a teaser where you can continue reading about that particular article. When we get to the articles, they're pretty straightforward except for the advertising that's on the right bar. And possibly something like this would work well for us where we're writing articles. And then from the same website, 6 Revisions, I found a reference that is helpful. It's 16 best web design galleries for inspiration. Fits right into our topic today. So this is another resource. You can go through each one of these 16 galleries and learn more about why these galleries are good and maybe get some inspiration for what you want to do. So all in all, there's lots of work to do, lots of things to look at, lots of places to try and get inspiration. So in the end, we have lots more information providing the 99% in order to come up with the 1% that we're looking for, that of the inspiration for our web page design.